Hey, we're live.
Hey!
We are in the building.
Making sure my hair is laid down.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's laid down. We're good. We're
Thank
live
you.
now. If it's jacked up,
Oh no,
then
I'm
it's
gonna
just
fix it. They
jacked up.
understand.
Welcome,
Hey
everyone.
everybody!
Yeah, good evening. Welcome to the couch. It's your host, Damion, of course.
Oh my bad.
Yes, please turn that down,
turning it
Jackie.
down.
My co-host,
I'm
Jackie.
turning us down. Hey Dana.
She's here. She's back. Missed you
Yeah, I'm
last
back. I
week.
missed you.
Definitely. Hugs. Oh, we're hugging
missed
now,
you
but we're
too.
probably going to be arguing
That's
a little
okay
bit later.
later.
It is what it is. You know how we do
That's
on the
bound
couch
to
every
happen.
week, where we talk about mental health and everything mental health, because your mental health matters.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to talk about it. And so last week we talked about, while Jackie was out, I had a co-host, a guest host, another one of our colleagues.
Uncle
and
Mike.
shout out to Mike Baroon for stepping in and showing up and showing out for us. And our topic was relationships and mental health.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, Jackie not being here, she wanted to continue this conversation because she had some valuable input and opinions and perspectives regarding relationships and mental health. And
You're
so
saying
today,
that so sarcastically. Because we
No.
all know that I have opinions about everything.
you
So
know,
that's alright.
so today we're definitely going to talk about something that everyone knows a little bit about, at least if you're 21 and up, know a little bit about, and that's sex.
Damion, 21
Let's
and
talk
up.
about sex, baby.
Baby, let's talk about you and me.
All
All the
that.
good things and the bad
Go
things
ahead.
that make we. Let's talk about sex. Hey, let's talk about sex.
So that's what we're talking about today, y'all. And that's in tune with relationships as it relates to mental health symptoms and how it can affect your sexual performance, sexual intimacy, connections, things of that sort. So come on in. What's up, Daphne? Thank you for chiming in and watching. As always, I appreciate you. So let's catch up. I haven't, you know what I'm saying? I haven't really talked to you like in a week or so. So, you know, how you been feeling? How's everything?
I've been feeling pretty good. There have been some rough spots in there, but
Okay.
just to be totally transparent, I do not want to pretend.
Right.
But those things have been overcome for the moment. So
Okay.
I'm just going to be happy about that. And I'm happy to be here on the couch, on the bench in the studio
Yeah.
with you.
All day. That's what we do. We have
All
fun.
day,
So
every
so
day.
while you're here on the couch, we're gonna lay those burdens down. Like the pastor would
altar?
say. We're gonna lay those burdens
Are we at
down.
the altar or on
and,
the couch?
And we're
yeah,
gonna
I
talk
understand.
about some things that, you know,
Speaking of the altar,
we all like.
we're going to talk about some grown-up things. Okay.
Like about it. I like it a lot. Who was that? Was that Forrest Gump? Yeah.
I think
Forrest
so.
Gump. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. But all right, so moving on again. Welcome to the couch. I like to always say that for our new listeners and viewers.
And viewers.
Yeah, because we definitely shout out to Power 104.4 FM every Monday, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. You'll hear my voice. You'll hear Jackie's voice every Monday. Before we get started, I think I want to go ahead and say next week will be our last week for the
Before
season.
the holidays.
Before the holidays. So definitely we're going to give a early happy holidays and happy new year to all my couch family and friends and things like that. So next week we're definitely going to follow up again with relationships and mental health regarding sex with a colleague of Miss Curry's here. That's
Brandon Risher.
Brandon Risher.
He's a psychologist.
Yes. So we're going to do a little bit more in-depth discussion regarding relationships. And
He's a
sex.
sex therapist.
Yes.
Girls.
Not Robin Thicke.
Hey, Misha.
Not Robin Thicke.
No, he's a, this is his specialty and
Yeah.
his area of expertise. So I'm glad that we're going to be able to have him. He has seen an episode or two, and then Brandon actually told me, maybe a week or two ago, that he ran into somebody in the community that mentioned the show. Like they had seen
Word.
the show, and then he texted me and said, you know, I'm proud of you. I'm glad you're doing this
Yeah.
because somebody mentioned it. And I'm asking him, have you seen it? And he was like, nah, I haven't seen it, but, you know, I can, he was just excited for us,
Wow.
that we're doing this. So
That's big.
I think that's kind of cool when you're
Yeah.
running into random
Absolutely.
people like that. I told you about that girl at the bar.
Yeah, it seems like you get all that. I don't know if I'm just if I look standoffish or not. I don't know why people just don't approach me and say, "Hey, I saw you on the couch."
No.
That type of thing. I don't know.
Maybe
But
you're not out as much.
Nah, I'm.
Yeah, we know you're out.
To know me, I just like to chill. I'm in my space. Where I'm comfortable.
Okay.
I'm good. So okay. Let's move on. Let's dive right into this stuff because we got some stuff to talk about, and I'm excited about it. And I know people out there are going to be excited about it. Please make sure you like and share.
Yeah, share it now so people know that we're live.
Yeah, definitely. And when you mention anything about sex, people are going to chime in at least for a minute or two just to see exactly what we're talking about because we're talking about sex.
Well, let's get into it. I have the first topic, right?
Okay.
Let's start with the most prevalent issue that couples come in and need help with as a therapist. I don't know how much couples counseling you do, but I'm going to be speaking when it's my turn from my perspective is what women complain about and what men complain about individually.
Right.
Because I don't see people as couples yet. I have never had a couple come to me and actually start therapy.
Okay.
So you tell me.
Well, I mean, I definitely had some experience as far as couples counseling. That's not my forte. I generally do, of course, individually, but that family piece sometimes spirals into couples and you start to talk to the parents regarding a child. If a child is exhibiting behaviors, you start to talk to the parents and you kind of dive in and dissect what their relationship looks like and how it manifests within the child and their behavior. So I do a little bit of that. So we can definitely touch on some of those topics and what's prevalent. Issue-wise, what I've heard as far as relationships in the past and currently is lack of communication.
Right.
That's usually one of the biggest issues that I see, whether that's in an intimate, romantic type of relationship or just in a peer relationship, family relationships. It always stems from lack of communication, feeling of not being understood by your partner or partners or people within your family, feeling like you're a black sheep or, you're always doing something wrong. But primarily for couples, it's that feeling of not being understood and the lack of communication between the two.
Okay. So what's your understanding as a therapist of how lack of communication can translate into the bedroom?
So lack of communication and being understood, that can be like a huge impact on a relationship because it potentially impacts how you love that person.
Okay.
And how you may exhibit that love. And I think a little bit later on in the show, we're definitely going to talk about the love languages, the 5 love languages, and how we express those.
Wait, we're going to talk about that today?
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We're going to get into it.
Okay.
Shout out, hey, Honeybee. She's in the building, of course.
Hey, boo.
Yeah, we here.
I knew you were going to be here, boo. Oh, yeah. Can't miss it.
So again, the lack of communication, another thing is the transparency and the vulnerability that lacks in a relationship also impacts that as far as in the bedroom. Because if you can't communicate what your needs and what your your wants are, then how can I provide those things? And how do I know that I have the capability to provide those things to make sure that you're fulfilled if we don't have that open dialogue and that transparency?
Okay, so it's interesting because I'm going to give my opinion, but I want to dive right into the fact that when I asked Brandon about this, this is what he said.
Okay.
He said, the most prevalent couple issue is that one spouse does not understand something about their partner that is foundational. The old saying in couples work is that each person coming in thinking, if my partner would get their ish together, everything would be fine, basically. The problem with that way of thinking is that each partner has a different perspective of what it means to have their ish together. Usually one partner feels or believes that the other spouse is not being heard or understood. So what I was going to say, piggybacking off what you said, I agree. Number 2, we know as therapists that most people coming in to see us as individuals, they wind up realizing that they have some kind of issue with communication. They have some kind of issue actually getting out how they feel in one realm or another, right?
Some type of blockage.
Okay. And so my opinion about how that translates into the bedroom is just piggybacking off of yours. If you can't even tell your spouse, I'm hungry, when you're actually hungry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or I'd prefer this to eat for dinner, when you
Right.
actually prefer that.
Right.
What are you expecting to accomplish in the bedroom that's going to benefit you and your partner if you cannot verbalize
Right.
even the simplest request?
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Which doesn't provoke a vulnerability, like telling somebody what you want to eat.
Right.
But it's that whatever you like mentality, whatever kind of food you like.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's what I'm thinking.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I think maybe pre-existing conditions on an individual basis, and then you come into a relationship with those pre-existing issues, whether it be trauma or unresolved issues from previous relationships, and you carry that forward, and it often spills into your new relationship, and that causes conflict.
Okay, wait. Stop there.
Mm-hmm.
So, as therapists, sometimes we got to stop in our tracks,
Yeah,
and then we got to take it to it somewhere
Okay.
else. So when you say previous situations or things that have happened in past relationships can affect the new one, I want you now to translate that into the bedroom. How can being disappointed,
Right.
okay, let's just talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, we talking
because
about
we've
it
all
today.
been disappointed at some point,
Yeah,
perhaps, in
absolutely.
the bedroom. If people from my home church are watching this, just come off now.
Yeah.
Come off.
Yeah.
I know you're going to see my mom on Sunday.
It
Come off.
is.
Come off.
But how do
Okay,
you think you got
so,
here? Mom got it
I'm
in.
just saying, if you go to church with my parents, get off. So I'm not ready. Okay, I'm ready, but I'm not. Okay, so I want to know.
Let's go.
How, counselor, how can damage from past sexual relationships
Right.
affect your current relationship and the bedroom?
For one, it blocks you from being vulnerable and being open to maybe something new, maybe something that you've experienced in your previous relationships that you didn't like, or you didn't feel like you were being fulfilled. So that blockage that you may have may impact in a way of you not being fully present with your partner in the bedroom.
Right.
You may just be there. You may just be that log that just, this
Have
is
you-
this
okay,
is something
wait.
that I have to
gonna
do
say-
because we're in a relationship. So I'm just gonna lay here and, let my partner get satisfied, and I'm not. And that's what they kind of.
Now, I know y'all are not going to comment on this, but
it happens.
which one of y'all is just laying there and letting your partner get satisfied?
It happens. I think I think it's more so with women not really owning their sexuality, and understanding their body. And
Wait, I
knowing
want
what-
Elise to stop commenting now. I don't want Elise to start commenting on this. I feel the heat coming from the phone. Anyway, okay, I'm listening. Mm-hmm.
So it's like if you're not comfortable with your sexuality and what it is that you want from your partner, then how can, just like you said, when you're hungry, if you want a steak, but you don't want to say that to your partner, you just say that you're hungry, but you're
Okay.
not specific with what you want. How do I know how to please you, in the bedroom if you can't really express what it is that
First of
you're
all,
lacking?
me and Damion have been friends like almost 2 years, and I'm still not ready to have this conversation. I'm like,
It
is
is
hot?
what it is. I mean, I told you when we
Okay,
started.
you did tell me.
You know.
You did. I talk
people-
a lot, but I'm a little reserved. For people that know me, I'm a little reserved.
People that know me know that I, you know what I'm saying.
Okay, this is a passion
I know
subject
a
for you.
little bit.
Okay.
I know a little bit.
Damion, I can't stand
You know.
you. Okay, so what you're saying is, in your experience, whether it's professional or personal, you're speaking all around, aren't you?
Right,
Like about
right.
your opinion. Okay,
Yeah,
with all
yeah,
that
absolutely.
gathered, with the information you've gathered, personally and professionally, your experience is women are more likely to be less open about how they're feeling in the bedroom, right? Like what they need, what their needs
Absolutely.
are.
And I think I think that's I think that may be some type of, and I'm using the word that Honeybee always uses, conditioning, growing up
can't stand her. I want her to stop. At least stop.
Growing up, it's more
Distracted.
so of like, especially deep south. It just just growing up, you want to be there. You're that support system for your husband or your mate. You're there to please him, and not necessarily get any pleasure out of it. And I've heard that on numerous occasions, to where it's more so, how can I please my mate? And this is from a female standpoint. How can I please my mate and not necessarily get the same thing in return?
Okay.
And we're going to dive into that as well, as to why guys, are not as open in that regard as far as being able to express themselves fully in the bedroom.
So let's take this. Man, my mind just went some totally place different. I just lost what you just said.
Okay.
Give the snippet of the basic point of what you just said. Summarize it for me.
I can.
Okay.
Sometimes I just flow.
It has flown. Okay. I
and
was
it goes.
reading Alicia's comment.
But going back to, I think maybe just to add to that statement, what's one of the most prevalent issues, many couples and in relationships have issues understanding each other, just in regards to communication and each other's love language. So understanding what it is that my partner wants from me, and what they value more, is paramount in my ability to be able to give those things. If, let's say, for example, if I'm more so of a person that likes quality time, right, and you're more of a
gift giving.
If I'm always giving you quality time and I'm not receiving or giving gifts, then you're still not going to be filled. Even if I go 100% on my quality time.
Okay, now wait. What's your love language? Come on, let's get into it. What's your love language?
I got somebody that can.
I don't want to hear what she has to say.
I'm more so. I think I'm more so of a quality time type person.
Okay.
Physical touch. I think I got a little bit of
all of them. What's most important, Damion?
But most important is quality time.
Okay, definitely. So if quality time was missing from your situation, your relationship, if quality time was missing, that would be a major detriment to the relationship.
Absolutely.
That's what I want to know.
Absolutely.
So mine is the same.
Okay.
Quality time is one.
And that doesn't mean like being up under them like 24/7, but
no
quality time.
Okay, listen. Let's specify that. Let's just get all into it. Quality time is not you come over while I'm working and I open my laptop and you're sitting here and we're together watching our favorite show.
Right.
That's not quality time.
Right.
Quality time isn't I pick you up and we're talking in the car and then I'm checking my phone and going through my text messages while you're talking. Quality time is classified as really undivided attention. The periods of time someone is giving you their presence.
Yes.
If you are looking at them and you can't find their eyes, you are not having quality time. So there that is. I want to lay that out.
Yes, absolutely.
For those of you that think that you're getting that and you're not.
So even in the love language of physical touch, that's not necessarily always sex, but it could be.
Oh no, it's not always sex.
But it's also.
Let me say this. Wait, I gotta interrupt. We just flying off the handle. Now listen.
All right.
Women like a lot of different types of touching, and it does not even have to be sexual.
Right.
Women like this don't get hyped up or anything. But I'm about to demonstrate on TV. Excuse me for a moment, but I'm about to demonstrate. So women like this, and we like a hand on the back. And we like a hand on the neck. Yeah. It doesn't have to be this like overtly sexual. That waistline. All right, we don't need that. I wasn't going down there. But we like that too.
We're talking. We're talking.
I know that. I'm just saying. So we like. Yeah. I was gonna say hands in places. If you just put your hand on the woman, you may get further than you expect. Okay, so are you ready? We go into a new.
So no.
Okay.
we're gonna stay on.
Are we still on this?
Yes, we're still on this. So being able to communicate what that looks like for you,
right,
and for your partner to reciprocate that,
right,
as well as understand what your partner's language is very important,
right,
and. Going back to the physical touch part, that could be also associated with like the sensuality part of it. And I think that's where a lot of men, and I'll put myself included because I am a man, but we lack that sensual part in intimacy. It's more so of like, okay, what am I getting out of it? How am I gonna be pleased versus what can I do for my partner to please her and make sure that she's good?
That's a pretty heavy generalization. So, okay.
I mean,
let me speak from a female perspective.
But understand this. The issue is, and especially in regards to sex, as far as women, is not being sexually satisfied. Right. So that's
a lot of females complain. If could y'all comment on it? Oh, right. Thank you, Elise. Yes. So sex should be icing on the cake. Yes, we agree. So we have found, statistics show, and then talking to Brandon, I mean, and in our own work, it's very clear that a lot of females' complaint is that they're not. Sometimes they don't even feel fully emotionally engaged in the sex that they're having with their long-term partners, right? Absolutely. Because at some point you may start to feel like the man is just engaging in it to get what he wants out of it. He can care about you and also, having his mind, he'd like to please you. A lot of men get off by that, feeling like they are pleasing a woman, especially somebody they really love and are into, right? And sometimes it takes that much care, concern, and deep love to even want to put her needs first before yours as a man, right? Because naturally it's not about men being less than in any way as far as like what they're willing to give in a relationship, but just naturally a man is trying to satisfy what is natural for him is to let it out. I mean, really, is that not true?
I think
isn't that a natural urge?
I think that's a generalization, and it also depends on the person and their personality. For me, just in general, sex. Let's take sex out of the equation. For me, individually, I'm a giver. Like I get pleasure, I get gratitude from
giving.
Yes.
Of yourself, we can say that. Okay.
Yes. So that part for me, and I could be an anomaly. I could be a small percentage of men that are like that, but for me, that's just
Does
me.
it depend on who you're with?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, so it's not every time.
It definitely depends on the connection that you have with that person. The relationship, the type of relationship.
Sure.
But as far as on a romantic and an intimate level, I'm a giver, but I don't want to say expect, but I also want to be with a partner that's going to reciprocate what I'm giving out.
Okay.
On that same level. And it could be a total different love language.
Okay.
However, it needs to be on that same level.
All right.
Makes sense?
Makes sense.
Okay. Cool. You good? We straight?
Mm-hmm.
Are we good?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to opt out of a response on this one. Go ahead to the next
one. And I agree with Elisa's comment. I said that earlier, that men are involved. We are generally not vulnerable.
Y'all all agree on the same stuff.
And sensuality. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. What's the next? Okay, so now we're on a complaint that men and women have in sexual relationships. And so Brandon stated that men usually complain that they're not getting enough sex and that their woman does not sexually do what they used to do. Do y'all stop doing what you used to do? Pass the peas like you used to do.
What are you talking about as far as women?
No, women. I'm talking to the women since y'all were so loud in the comment section. Are y'all stopping what you used to do? Let me speak on this.
Mm-hmm.
So let me speak personally. This is the one I will jump in on. Let me be real about this.
Okay, so let's go.
This is me speaking personally. I'm going to pick and choose which ones I speak on, okay? Just because church folk maybe watch. But what I'm going to say about this is that if I'm in love with somebody, and usually in the beginning, everything is peachy, you're in this honeymoon stage, things are great, things are going well. Mm-hmm. As a woman, when I start to feel emotionally neglected, okay? My sex drive is tied to my emotions. A lot of women are built like this, if not most of us just by nature, okay?
Absolutely.
We are emotionally driven creatures.
Right.
This is who we are. Mm-hmm. If you are messing up with your emotional connection with me, if you are not meeting my emotional needs, the simple things that I've kind of asked you and they're not being done, or you reach for somebody's hand and they're not as eager to hold it as they used to be. Those things trigger us as women in our heads. That makes me less likely to feel the same towards you in the bedroom, right? So you kind of pull away from me emotionally that way. I pull away from my need to want to satisfy you because I am now not drawn to you or emotionally connected.
Exactly.
And I can speak totally honestly on that. If we start to lose that, we're going down with what you get.
Right.
Because I'm not as interested in helping you out in any kind of way. I will start thinking of when I actually do feel that need, I'm going to get what I need. I'm going to withdraw.
Right.
Right.
And
that's what's going to happen.
And that's how we tie in. And that was my thought as far as tying in sex with mental health. If you're having any type of anxiety regarding your relationships, your needs not being met, you're feeling agitated, you're irritated about something.
Right.
You know, you may be sad and your mood just may be gone, your libido is done, all these things that affects the relationship in its entirety. And that's why I say like sex is a really big piece of a relationship for me. Like I want to say at least almost 50%. But I'm gonna give you a caveat on that. Quality, because everything else is tied into it. Your emotions.
You are very passionate about this. His head is shaking.
The connection, all those
I've
things.
I've never seen the veins in your neck.
It's connected to sex.
You see it? Wait, I'm getting a headache.
You know what I mean? Like it's not like that. It's not like that. When we're talking about relationship, we're not talking about this. You meet somebody, y'all click, and y'all do what adults do. We're talking about an actual relationship.
Okay.
So if I'm heavily involved with you and we're connected on that level, I'm giving it to you, and it's quality.
What are we talking about?
It's quality intimacy that may involve some physical touching, and other things. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So what I'm saying is that when women are complaining about, or men complaining about not getting enough sex, you have to take a inside look or a different perspective as to why it drops off.
Okay.
I mean, of course, life happens and work and all these things, but hopefully you was working prior to relationship and during the relationship, or life happens, but at the same time you have to take an inward look and see what it is that you're doing to perpetuate her negative response or not being as active.
What I also see, just because we're flowing here, and something that you said triggered a thought in me, right?
Okay.
So I don't want to totally jump off of that, but it triggered the thought of sometimes, whether it's men or women, you're in the bedroom with your partner. And these are things I've seen by personal experience, like clients, and then there are things personally I've experienced where you may not like something that's happening that your partner is doing, and you give no response, right? So your partner's feeling you. They're feeling out your energy, right?
Yes,
you give no response. You also may give no response at some point when you are feeling something you like. In your mind, you gave a response, but his reception may be off, right? Like his perception of what's happening may be off your response. Right. And it may trigger something in him to say, she doesn't like that. She doesn't like what I'm doing. Right. And it never gets spoken about. But then 3 weeks later, she's saying, he used to do this. He doesn't do that anymore. I wonder why. And then different people let that take their minds different places. And it will affect your relationship in other realms of the relationship.
Absolutely.
So you have to be able to say, hey, you're not doing that thing you were doing a few weeks ago that I liked a lot.
Right.
And you got to be able to say what happened. And then that will prompt that person with the open communication to then say probably, oh, I didn't think you liked that, what I was doing. I
think like...
does it make sense?
Yes, okay. Absolutely. So for me being a football fan, right?
I love how men bring the football analogies into everything.
It's kind of like you pregame, right? That's kind of like your foreplay type things, you know what I'm saying? Like what you want to do, all these things. Just when y'all get together, then you have your session, quote unquote session, right? That's the game part, and then your post game is I think that should happen.
Your post game,
like you should have a conversation like, what did you like, especially if it was something that was brought new to the table.
Okay.
Do you like this? Did you not like this?
So then we're back to comfort level with someone, really.
Yes,
okay?
absolutely.
If you can't tell them what you want for dinner, you have no hope for being able to talk openly about your sexual relationship. So you might as well consider it doomed. I mean, you've got to be able to put things on the table. Whatever your needs are.
We need to be able to laugh about it. We need to be
from
able
the kitchen to the bedroom.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a part of the relationship.
Okay.
It's fun.
So how early on, come on, Damion, how early on do you believe in a relationship or dating situation we should be talking about sex and our sexual needs?
Early on. Even
wait, y'all. I'm glad I hadn't taken a swig of the water. I know him so well that I hesitated to take a swig of the water after I asked that question. Early.
You need.
Okay.
I mean, early. Like you need to you need to know if you're sexually compatible with this person. You know what I mean? Like,
you think you'll know that by talking?
In a sense, like you know what kind of like what their likes, what their dislikes, what they're not into, what they're into. You know what I'm saying? So you get to gauge how far you can go with this particular person.
Look, you're going to send a lot of men astray now. A lot of y'all going to get out here and start talking about sex too quick, and a woman is going to get turned off.
No,
sometimes we do, Damion. Sometimes we do.
It's a way in doing things.
Everybody's not as suave as you, okay?
It's not about being suave. It's about being able to be self-aware and what it is that you like and what you want, as well as being able to articulate, just... You have to be able to kind of present it in a way to where it's not coming off as you being just a sexual pervert.
She said, I need to test drive that car.
Yeah, you got to test drive.
I'm all for test driving. I'm asking you the specific question.
I can't be in a long-term relationship if the sex is wet.
You ain't listening to me. You fixated on
No, I'm not. Let's go. Go ahead.
Okay. What I was saying is, how early is early?
I mean, if you go on the first date, I don't think like that should be a heavily...
By 3 or 4 weeks of dating, you believe we should be talking about sex and our needs?
No.
Okay.
It depends on the person, who you are, because you can't put your bias or how you feel how something should go on someone else. So it's kind of like Elise was saying, it's more so like a dance. Like you can throw out an innuendo and it not be specifically related to sex.
I love the way you said specifically.
You know what I'm saying? So you just need to be able to, one, as you're getting to know this person, that's a part of that person, or it may not be. You know what I'm saying? If you bring something up or you throw something out there and they don't catch it, you know what I'm saying, and respond it back to you, then you already know, okay, like I'm pushing too hard.
I feel like if they're really feeling you, they'll catch what you're putting out.
Yeah, absolutely.
If they're really feeling you, they'll catch what you're putting out. There's one or two things that's going to happen.
Right.
Either a woman's feeling you and she's going to ignore it, or she's feeling you and she's going to respond to it in some kind of way. But
if you ignore it, then where does that leave me? That leaves me hanging like I don't know if she caught that or not. Or,
well, no, not necessarily. Well, that may be how you perceive it. Some women are not ignoring it. They don't respond because they might not be as aggressive talking about it, right? I am not. And
that goes all the way back. I'm sorry. You
interrupted.
It's just thought. It goes back to you being self-aware, you being confident within your own sexuality. That ties all into mental health and what we're talking about.
Okay, wait a minute, Damion.
You got to be comfortable.
There can be a double-sided sword.
Okay.
First of all, I'm confident about my sexuality, and I'm a confident person in my presence. I'm also confident when I'm one-on-one with anyone, right? I'm confident in my abilities, whatever they may be. If I'm at work or at home, in the kitchen or the bedroom, the abilities I'm confident about.
Okay.
I know you want to see my face. That's why you swap that stuff away.
I want to see.
When I say this, so I'm confident when I don't just want to engage in conversations about sex when I first start dating someone.
Okay.
In my personality, it has to build up. My comfort level actually has to build up. And that can't be gauged by what you're used to. Let's just, I mean, we're right here. So let's just pretend we're having this conversation. Let's just pretend we just started dating, right? We're 3 weeks into dating, but I like you. I mean, we're spending some time together. We've been dating 3 weeks. If I didn't like you, you wouldn't make it past 1 week. So we've been dating a month, and I like you. And you can tell I like you because there's a closeness with body language, things that men and women read.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you've got your physical cues. And you're thinking, I want to find out more, but I don't want to offend her.
Right.
I more so come off as the type of person who could be offended if you say the wrong thing or you say it too quickly.
Absolutely.
So you want to tiptoe into that, but I'm still open to having it, right? But you don't know that yet.
Exactly.
So when
that's the importance of innuendos.
you let me finish, Dave.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I forgot what I was going to say now.
No.
Yes. So, okay. Basically, what I'm saying is that, yes, when you make the innuendo or when you make the comment, my way of responding to you, I'm so reserved in that way that I may just laugh. I may not actually give you a response. I may just laugh. But from that, you don't have to read she's disinterested. You could actually read it as, oh, she's a little shy when it comes to talking about this. But she likes me and we're spending time together. So maybe through a little more time, she'll actually have a verbal response because she'll build up her comfort. No response and no verbal response from a woman isn't always we don't want to talk about it, visit it, or ever get into it.
Right.
Sometimes we just don't know. We also don't know how we're going to be perceived.
You're feeling them out. It's that vibe, and it could be a little bit of anxiety there.
Oh God, at least it's like it's a vibe.
But
do y'all spend a lot of time together? I don't understand. Every time he say something, she say it, he say it. It's a distraction, at least.
But again, the question was, what's the complaint that men and women have in their sexual relationships? So, one thing that's definitely discussed is, especially in regards to women, for men, I think we already stated this, that their partners, they're not sensual enough, and they don't create the spaces for intimacy, and that's what we're talking about here. That intimacy doesn't necessarily have to be sex, but me getting to know you to where you feel comfortable in a space to we can talk about this, and you not feel, you know what I'm saying, kind of antsy, oh, I don't want him to know that I like this right here, or I don't like this. Like, creating that space and that environment, that validating environment for you, creates that sensuality long term. So when it does go down, then it's, you know what I'm saying, it's a great environment. Sensual, it's connecting.
What does he say in Love Jones? When that Jones comes down.
Oh God.
All right, what are we on now?
So again, so real sex and intimacy, that includes like the creative side of you guys, as well as laughing. I said laughing earlier. Like, you have to be able to laugh about stuff. Like, if I can't laugh with you, even while I'm having sex with you, then we're not doing something.
Laughing is part of foreplay. And let me say this. I got to jump in there, right?
Okay, go ahead.
So when we're talking about women's needs and what women actually may not be communicating, let me say this for the men listening. Satisfying a woman in the bedroom is not equated with, it's not equal with having an orgasm. That's not what that equals. One doesn't equal the other. Being satisfied in the bedroom for every woman doesn't mean they're having an orgasm.
Right.
Okay? There are some women and some people who understand that just the art of getting there to that, everything that happens in between elongates the process and it creates more connectability.
Right. I totally agree.
I'm just saying, men need to know that. You need to know that. When I'm in that situation, I'm not thinking about, I'm going to be so satisfied if I reach this climax level now. What I'm thinking about is all the things that it takes to get there and how much he's going to elongate this process, because it's going to show me how much care and concern he has for getting there and what my needs are.
Exactly.
And women are connected with emotions and we want to see effort. Okay?
Yes.
We want you to plan a date. We want you to take your time. Let's conquer it. I'm about to stand up and start. Go. We want you to plan a date.
We got
take
people
your time.
on the live feed over here shouting.
Okay. I'm speaking for us. Okay. Take your time. Plan a damn date. If you're not planning, to me, that's one of the love languages. That's quality time. Yeah. If you're not equal with the effort and putting the quality time together, that's a red flag to me. I have learned that in the past few years. That's something that I really care about. Okay. If he ain't planning, then I ain't planning. Okay, you out the plan if you ain't planning. So you ain't part of it no more. So in the bedroom, listen loud and clear. Share this on your timeline.
Yes,
give somebody some information.
Do.
Tell them what minute and second said. satisfying a woman in the bedroom is not all about making her come. Okay? So let's just lay it out.
Like
I didn't want to.
I mean, it is what it is.
Okay, so I didn't want to say that, but it's not all about that, her having an orgasm.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we notice how quick you're trying to make that happen, and we get turned off. Why is he moving so fast? What is he doing? Where he got to go?
Take your time.
So time,
Mm-hmm.
that's quality time again.
Yeah.
The quality time that you're
Absolutely.
taking to, you understand.
You
I can tell by what your eyebrows are doing.
You got to study.
All right,
You know what I'm
there
saying?
it is.
Like,
Okay,
researching.
I'm just breaking it down. We start to get a vibe of he's rushing through this.
Mm-hmm.
This is not quality time. This is a
Right.
chore for him. He wants to get back to something else. He's going to
Right.
say nice things,
Right.
of course. The men don't just jump up. Not
Right.
all of them. If your man is jumping up, you need to jump out the bed. If your man is jumping out, jump out the bed. Eject, eject, eject.
Right.
So learn your lesson from that.
Right.
Get your coat and move on. But I'm saying that men need to be aware that we are interested in the process.
Right.
Okay.
And
I am interested in the process.
And it's definitely a process. And like I said before, like it's really our duty as a guy to make sure that the woman is pleased, because we can get ourselves off, you know what I'm saying, with no problem. It can be like that, over and done with, 3 minutes, that type of thing. I'm not even looking at this live feed because where are my guys at? Where are my guys at? Like, I need to see some comments.
The women are going in.
Yes.
So
yes,
I'm glad y'all
absolutely.
understand what I'm saying, and you need to communicate that to your husbands, to your boyfriends. Like, stop acting like you can't speak up for yourself. In every other room of the house, you letting them know your peace of mind. You need to let them know, hey, are we rushing?
I'm sorry.
This can affect your relationship. That's why we're talking about it.
No, I'm not talking about your comment. I just looked down at the live feed, and I'm not even going to repeat. See, this is what happens when you're not chiming in on the live feed, and you wait to listen to the radio broadcast, or you look at it on YouTube. You don't get the comments that you would get on this live feed,
This is entertaining. Okay.
Like, this is, yes, like, I'm about almost ready to end this live right now because I got to go.
Can't.
I got to go. You don't
have to go. You should stop checking the comments, though. Okay? Okay? You should stop checking the comments.
But definitely, just in the part of pleasing each other, that opens up that line of communication and vulnerability between the two. So, just moving on. Another question, and we got some time. One question, I want you guys to comment on this one as well out there on my couch family. What should couples know about sex and communication? What should couples know about sex and communication? I think we kind of touched on that a little bit already. What you think? What you think, Jackie?
I'm sorry, dear. Bring it back.
You just messing up.
What should couples know about sex and communication? I think the same thing that I just said a few minutes ago, meaning if you're talking in every other room of the house, it's just... If you're talking in all 5 bedrooms, then you're doing the right thing. If you're talking and you need to talk, and I'm not reading their comments, I can't freaking focus. We have a radio show to be focused on. We have viewers that can't read right now.
Yes.
So,
yes.
All right, here it is. If you understand that communication is vital in a relationship, that does not stop when you cross the threshold of the bedroom door.
Yes.
I agree with you when you said laughing during sex it really brings people together, right? I make jokes, I laugh, I bring stuff to attention that we may not want to discuss. It's funny to me. I'm going to talk about it in every other place, then I'm going to do it now.
Right.
And it brings connectability to a relationship. And it makes people more vulnerable, and then it builds trust.
Yes.
That's something then that you share with someone in that moment. So I would say communication in the bedroom is just as vital as communication at a parent-teacher conference about what the grocery list is going to look like and the finances.
Yes.
And when I talked to Brandon, he was saying that finances and sexual experience are the top 2 make or breaks, really, in a relationship, marriage, whatever you want to call it. So a situation where 2 people are sexually involved.
So an idea that I had comment or response to this question. In regards to, and I want to tie it all in together, but I said the trust that is developed, when having sex should promote communication and understanding. And for some clients that I've worked with, or people in general, not just necessarily clients, some people actually find sex stressful on so many different levels, whether it's a body image thing, they don't, they're uncomfortable with their nudity or their performance or their ability to please their partner. Those things.
With their performance.
So they have anxiety. So for guys.
Oh no.
And I'm just gonna speak for guys on this. And it's, if a guy tells you this never happened to him before, he's lying. Okay. Anxiety happens. Okay. If I'm really, really feeling you, and this may be like
going
the first time. Yes. If I'm really, really feeling you, and it's like, oh, I can't wait, and then we get into it, and it'd be like
I can't wait.
Like 2 minutes in, you'd be like, oh my God, like what's happening? I'm about to be done, and it's over. Like anxiety, like
does that happen?
Jackie, don't act like you be doing marathons now. Come on.
Well, first of all, that's never happened to me.
Okay.
I'm glad.
Okay.
I'm just saying. It doesn't. I know what happens to people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, that's anxiety. Performance anxiety.
So again, just that the communication, that relationship, that vulnerability, it and that ability to laugh and actually utilize the bedroom just like any other part of the house.
Right.
It reduces that pressure of sex. And
okay.
When I don't feel pressured, I
Okay.
I can put on a show.
Let me tell you one component of I'm ignoring you for the sake of moving on. Let me tell you one thing about communication that I can speak from my own personal experience. I am not someone who is a fan of TVs in the bedroom.
Okay.
I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's healthy for everyone. I don't like it because I think it dampers communication.
Right.
I think it kills off real valuable communication.
Mm-hmm.
I never was raised to believe that a television belonged in the bedroom. If you are having communication issues with your spouse, I now therapeutically recommend that you remove the television out the bedroom for a certain period of time. Give yourselves a week. You know what? We're going to take the TV out the bedroom this week. So that we have to focus on number one, each other. Right. Number two, quality time, relationship building, and massive communication.
Yes.
And if you find that what's happening is that you have a lack of communication with the TV gone, you got some other issues. Yes. And now you need to seek counseling.
That's where we come in.
Yep. That's real, though. I'm telling you, I recommend that you married folks and people cohabitating together for long periods of time who are experiencing stress in your relationships, that you remove the television out of the bedroom and see what shall come as a result of that. If it has increased your talking and communication, that's wonderful. It should conjure up more time and thoughts that you may have of each other, just being there together.
Right.
But if it adds stress by removing the television, you need to now go to counseling.
Elise said just mute it and use that as a light to see.
Take the TV out the bedroom.
Some people like to watch. Some people like to see. I don't like the being like pitch black. Unless we're gonna put like some red lights in
This
there
is my professional opinion, Damion.
Okay.
For communication issues. Okay? All right.
Gotcha.
What else? Oh, I like this. Look at this.
Yeah.
Okay, vulnerability in sex.
Yeah.
Sharing back rubs and massages.
Yeah. That's all intimacy.
This came from, this is a professional recommendation from Brandon Risher.
No, that's mine. Cut it out.
Oh, Damien's good. All right, this came from Damion.
I can't even get.
First of all,
my
okay,
goodness.
Damion said vulnerability in sex and communication in a relationship is vital. The trust that's developed when having sex should promote communication and understanding. Okay. All right. Focusing on sharing different types of pleasure. It's so well written that I thought it was your expertise. Oh, look at Damion. Okay. Go to Damion with your couples counseling problems. Back rubs, intimate massages, tickling, hugging, synchronized breathing. Explain, sir.
Like,
explain.
Certain positions foster you being like body to body. So when you're
real education.
When you're body to body, synchronized breathing is like either you're gonna, like, if you're breathing all fast, like, and I come
then we're
in
not in
and,
sync.
Yeah, like you gotta sync and like slow down, and you know what I'm saying. That breathing kind of helps dictate the rhythm of
the flow, how it goes.
How it goes. So that's why that is in there.
Okay.
It's not my words. I just gather information and research.
Let me ask this. Together. Do you think it's important for, if you're in those moments, one partner or the other to say, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do this? Can you turn around? Can you, like, the talking? Are you a fan of the talking with communicating while it's happening?
Yes.
Okay.
If
I am too.
If I like something, I'm going to say I like that. If I don't like that,
like, don't not do that. Like,
yeah, I'm like,
don't switch.
No,
it's not time yet.
I'm not going to say don't do that.
Okay.
I may say like, I like what
you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you know
so you believe in that, in the verbal acknowledgement. Mm-hmm. Well, there's no better way, I guess, to let somebody know. Now you don't have to send a signal. You just say it.
Yeah. Is that? I
think we're back to the beginning of most people are not comfortable enough. I'm comfortable enough.
Yeah, you have to be comfortable in your own sexuality.
Well, I always say I don't like to waste my time or anyone else's. So that... don't waste my time. So I don't want to waste my time or anybody else's.
So I don't know if our live like went out because there's nobody there.
You didn't hit finish. I guess we just can't see it.
No, it's okay. I don't know what's going on. But anyway,
okay,
we'll continue that. Yeah, we're still good. So make sure you guys, again, and this is just part 2, and then we're going to have a part 3 next week. What's his name again?
Brandon Risher.
Brandon Risher. So I'll be looking forward to that. Definitely. I think this is a good segue into our next week's conversation, because we wasn't able to kind of really talk about everything that we really wanted to talk about today. So I think this is a good stopping point, just like in every session that we have.
Okay.
You have that time that we can say, okay.
No, this was good information.
You know, definitely. It's always good information. But I think I want to end just this particular segment. I'm sorry, you guys.
We're sorry it keeps cutting off, but...
We're here.
We're here.
You know, it's okay. Y'all got the gist of what we're talking about.
What we're talking about, yeah. Y'all got the bullet points.
So that means you definitely need to check in on Monday at 2 p.m. We're going to re-air this particular episode next Monday at 2 p.m. on Power 104.4. Right. TuneIn app. Also, subscribe to the YouTube channel as well.
The Couch 704.
The Couch 704, as well as Instagram. The Couch 704 as well. So that was that good old plug for all the different avenues to catch this particular episode and any previous episodes as well.
Right.
So,
okay.
Do you have any final thoughts?
No, I think this is vital. I'm glad that we covered this topic. I'm glad we were both eager to talk about this. These are the things that people are not discussing. You know, as even in the beginning, as you can see, like certain things I really just... my comfort level wasn't totally turned up with certain questions, but I'm glad that you were able to be more comfortable to kind of help bring me out of that.
Absolutely.
However, these are things people need to know. You're coming to see us for it. You're not communicating with your spouse. These are easy issues, actually, that can be settled just by you. Well, I almost said opening your mouth. If you just open your mouth.
And talk.
Talking to the mic.
Talking to the mic. We got Jill Scott going on.
Talking to the mic.
Jill Scott.
Maybe you won't have these problems. Yeah, that's my last point. Brandon Risher will be on with us next week.
Yes.
Some of you guys have seen him on the news. I think he's on there like once a month, just kind of giving his expertise on mental health.
Right.
And so I'm glad that we have him. He's a longtime friend of mine, and he's very eager to come and help us out with the conversation. So
I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yes, I'm sure it'll be interesting.
Yes.
And then you have another guy in here.
Hey.
Okay.
So again, I want to leave you guys with something. And it's just to wrap up everything. And I wanted to just say that when you have a partner or you're in this relationship and you're able to actually deepen that communication, your sex life will definitely benefit from that. Mm-hmm. Okay? And great sex is often based off of a great connection. And by working on your communication, you're nurturing your relationship and that connection that you have with your partner.
Good job. Well said, counselor.
But again, it all ties into mental health and how you're feeling, how your partner's feeling, being conscious of that. If they're going through something that's anxiety driven or depression or whatever the case may be, because those things also knock off your libido and your willingness to actually be fully present.
Emotional connectedness.
Yes, absolutely.
Affects physical affection.
Absolutely. All day, every day. And I want to feel connected a lot.
Your voice just went down. I'm uncomfortable. Your voice just went down under the table. Okay. Well, thanks for joining us.
Yes. Thank you guys again, as always. Thank you for joining us here on the couch where your mental health matters.
And we'll see you next week.
Yes, we're going to see you next week, and we're going to talk. It's not can we talk. We are going to talk about it.
If you come to the table, you're involved in the conversation.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so see you guys next week. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to tune in
like,
on
share,
all
and
our
subscribe.
Yeah, like, share, all this good stuff so we can get it out to some people that need it. Because there are definitely some people
some
that...
of you need it.
Yes, absolutely.
Just want to
You're
say
talking about men ain't no good and ain't...
Who said men are no good?
I'm just saying, bed-wise, they're not being sexually fulfilled. And, you know...
It's partially your problem.
Yes.
And your responsibility to let them know.
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
Closed mouths don't get fed. You like that? Yes. Shout out.
Open your mouth. I can't. See y'all.
Jill's got that
See y'all
thing.
next week.
And I guarantee
I can't take it.
Go. I promise you. Hey, like go have some fun this evening and wake up in a better spirit tomorrow. I guarantee it. It'll help. Satisfying though. Quality, good stuff. Okay. All right, guys. Again, thank you for
Not quality good stuff. I feel like the last 2 minutes is always off the chain and inappropriate.
Hey, this is what we do on the couch. I'm sorry. Sometimes it's inappropriate, but it's appropriate because it's for the overall well-being of the individual and
That's
relationships. True. And we want to foster good relationships. So we want to be the change that we want to see in the world. So I want to make sure people get this information.
You want to see in the world.
Yeah. Make sure people get this information.
Okay.
I'm doing the community a service.
Carry on.
All right.
See y'all later.
You guys. See y'all next week.
Bye.
Peace.